Good morning, good afternoon, or good night, whichever time you're watching this podcast.
That's right.
And welcome to episode number three.
Three.
Number three. Very excited. Roman, let's do a formal introduction.
All right.
Tell us a little bit about who you are.
Okay. My name is Roman P. Reyes. I'm originally from Mexico, but I'm here most of my life, and I'm really excited about what we're doing. We're educating people, and I'm an educator, and so this is what we're going to do today.
Well, and my name is Gil Bivens, and like Roman, I'm an avid social media content producer, and I'm from Phoenix. I'm a native, heavy corporate background, a lot of media experience. So, what I'm hoping everybody's going to learn on our show, which is the podcast portal. And by the way, you're going to find all of these podcasts at www.socialmediasalestools.com. Why did we name our website socialmediasalestools.com? The reason is because that's what it is. Roman and I have produced hundreds of shows. Our content has been viewed millions of times, and we're going to get into a little bit about what we do so that you can at least feel comfortable that you're plugging into a couple of individuals that know what they're doing, and we're here to help you. But today, I want to talk a little bit about you, Roman.
Oh, no.
I want the people to understand, who you are, right?
Okay.
I want to get one of the things that fascinates me about your background is that you were a special effects artist on the Lord of the Rings trilogy.
That's correct.
Has won well over 20 Oscars, right?
That's right.
And your name is proudly on the credits. And so tell us about that experience. What was it like working on the Lord of the Rings? But first of all, where was it shot? Where did that take place?
That was took in Wellington, New Zealand, and around the areas in the North and the South Islands.
Now, what was it like when you got the call? How did that whole thing happen? Because a lot of us dream about being on movie sets, right? We all have, as kids, we have this image of, man, I wonder what it's like to be on a big Fox studio, Paramount, these big names. What was that like?
Well, it was actually a dream come true. I was a professor at Phoenix College, and one of my students, Gino Acevedo, shout out to Gino. He was an exceptional student. And long story short, he ended up after he graduated, working here at a Halloween company. But then he went on to Europe, and he did Men in Black, Godzilla, and some other movies. And then he went on to Hollywood. And so by that time, we had become really good friends because I would invite him to my class. But I told Gino, I'm going to get a sabbatical and I'm going to go work with you. And sure enough, it came to be. I went to L.A. and they had just finished several movies, and they didn't need me. And they said, well, Roman, why don't you go home and we'll call you when we need you. Ay, hijuela. So I went home, and I was just depressed. And a few weeks later, I got an email from Gino. It says, hey, I told Peter Jackson and Richard Taylor that you were an excellent professional airbrusher, and then they need somebody for do the hobbit feet and the ears and all that. And so I sent him my work, and then shortly thereafter, I was in New Zealand. It was a dream come true because, when he would talk to me about Hollywood, I would dream, and I would say, oh, no, that's never going to happen. But it happened. And so my main job was to, when I got there, was to paint the orcs and urukais and all the other creatures, paint the mask and so forth. But I also volunteered to work in all the other departments because I wanted to learn as much as possible. And, once I got to know the material that they're working with, the kind of paint that you use and so forth, it was a piece of cake. It was long hours, but it was very rewarding.
Now, when you were on set, Roman, any special skills that you learned, that you picked up, any tricks that you walked out of, this when you came back to the United States? Tell us about the experience. Tell us about anything that you learned that really stuck with you till today.
The sabbatical was forced to go on to into actual workspace, and be able to pick up work skills, come back and teach them to your students. And so, yes, I did. I learned a whole bunch. I kind of the funny things is when you see the movies and you see all the battles, because we did all the 3 movies at one time, 1 year, and they would be shooting all those arrows. Well, somebody had to go and pick them up and bring them back. And then when I was also the snot guy, and what that is when the warriors took a break, I would get a bucket of glycerine and I would go and refresh all the liquid on their mouth and their nose and so forth. I was also the blood guy, same thing, and the mud guy. But what I learned most of all is that you have to have a passion for your work, because all of the people on set were passionate about their work, whether it's a best boy, a grip, a wrangler, or one of the main actors. They were all passionate about their work. And then what I learned the most was the execution of a movie, the coordination that was needed to do that. It was phenomenal. You get a call sheet in the morning, and it has all of the equipment that has to be on site. It has who's going to be in charge of that equipment. It's going to be who is, how you're going to get there, when is breakfast, when is tea time. It had the whole thing on there. So, if you carry that on to what we do here, it means that we have to be very cognizant of our work ethic and our passion, and be able to coordinate the things right down to the last ingredient.
Wow. Well, there you have it, on. We have a master special effects artist here who has been very instrumental. We're partners in the podcast portal, but we're also partners in Latino USA Media TV, where a lot of our work can be seen on the Roku channel, soon to be on Tubi, and obviously all the social media platforms. But man, take advantage of what we're going to go over today. It's an honor for me to have Roman Reyes sitting here in front of me, and knowing that he brings in many, many years of expertise. And as we get to know him, you're also going to get to understand where he comes from. So anyways, let's talk about the social media trends.
Yes.
The whole idea is to share with the public what we learn. Mm-hmm. What is it that we look for? What are the tips that we tune into so that we can engage our audience? Right. And one of the big things, Roman, is to this day, what still fascinates me is that not seeing a lot of companies plugged in and really taking advantage of the social media trends. I love the fact that social media offers so many opportunities to build your business, to grow your business. And the biggest thing that I love about social media is that you can plug in and make an instant connection with your audience. My sales background goes back to 35 years, and knocking door to door in the old days when we didn't have the internet that was a lot of work. But when social media came to play, I started taking advantage of connecting with my clients, my prospects, and really getting creative on social media. But let's give everybody an opportunity to understand what the numbers look like. Can you go over, give us the numbers of what these social media platforms look like?
Well, the one of the best ones to get on is Facebook. Mm-hmm. I mean, I use it a lot, not only for business, but for pleasure, but for, seeing YouTube, learning new skills, learning how
many users do we have on Facebook?
Well, we have approximately 3.07 million, wow. Excuse me, that's a billion with a B, users worldwide. This makes a special platform for worldwide.
It's a big audience, yes, right? Yes, what about LinkedIn?
Well, LinkedIn has surpassed 1 billion registered members globally. So you can see it's phenomenal.
And I was going over our notes here, Roman, and on average, people spend roughly 2 hours and 23 minutes on social media each day. And
yes.
That is, I probably am one of those statistics, right?
Where, definitely.
I think it's a habit now where my mobile phone is right next to me,
right?
And I'm always checking on industry trends. I'm looking at the news. I'm looking at anything in between projects, right?
And you're looking at your audience too. Your analytics.
Yes, yes. Now, billions of people are engaged on social media, and I think that the way I look at social media is how can we plug in our business, right? Me and you are partners in this conglomerate of social media projects that we have, and so every time we look at social media, we take a look at the trends, we take a look at how social media behavior is occurring online. And we also take a look at how can we design or create content that is going to allow us to monetize that content, correct?
Exactly. Yes. The analytics, can give you a niche. If you're a business person that has a certain niche that you want to get to, we can get you there.
Absolutely. I think that going back and taking a look at Facebook, LinkedIn, taking a look at Instagram, taking a look at TikTok, right? At X, every platform requires a different type of application.
Exactly.
But most importantly, it's giving you instant connectivity with your prospects, right?
Exactly. And we can show them how to do that.
All right. So what do all these numbers mean? As we kind of close out the program, Roman, how do we interpret the billions of users that we see on Facebook? How do we, as a business, the steps that we take to put content together? Number one, we take a look at messaging, understanding what the diversity of all these audiences are, messaging, the call to action. What is the call to action? How do we want our prospects or our audience to react to our content, right? What are the results? Number three, mobilize. How do we want to mobilize them? When we put content together, we between our creative minds, the graphics, the animations, the mobilization is important because we want them to move from left to right, right? We want them to proceed to buy from us. We want them to move, right? And that's what we're talking about today, audience. We're bringing you valuable information so that you understand how we see things. What do you think about that, Roman?
Well, I think it's very important that they do use our facility as far as, give it as a call, see what their problem is, help them with what we got, and, get going.
Absolutely. We're corporately based in Phoenix, Arizona. We're in downtown Phoenix. We're very blessed with our podcast studios here. We have 3 studios in our main studio, so we're able to bring you to our studios if you're here in Phoenix. So if you want to fly in, we can work with you as well.
Right.
But I'm going to invite the public to visit us at www.socialmediasalestools.com. Right. It's not a fancy website. It is designed to educate you, to get quick tips. If you're stuck in a situation where you don't know what to do, what do I do next? It's there to help you. So we're going to wrap up the show now. We're running out of time. And any closing remarks?
No, it's just that get a hold of us, and you got to show up. That's all there's to it.
And in this presentation, this episode, you're going to see our contact information on top. And please feel free to connect with us. We don't bite. We're here to help you.
That's right.
We've generated millions of views. We've generated hundreds of shows and content. And I think we're well experienced to get you to the next level, right?
That's right.
All right. Well, everybody, thank you for joining us in episode number 3. We're looking forward to seeing you on episode number 4. See you soon.